Okay, so AEW Fight Forever, shit has been out for like a week now. So now that I've had a chance to really mess around with it and experience it, this is my review. So the developers didn't lie when they said they were going to make a control scheme similar to WWF No Mercy and Here Comes the Pain. I definitely get that vibe whenever I do play it. So they lived up to their promise on that. And that's great because, that was one of the really great qualities of those games they mentioned because, the control scheme is just so you can just pick it up and just play it, which is awesome. It's going to have that means the game will have a lot of mainstream appeal. As far as other praise for the game beyond just the control scheme,
you could you do you want you could do so you do you want.
I don't know, really can't think of many things beyond that. I will say some of the match types are fun. The exploding barbed wire death match is pretty cool. Casino Battle Royale is pretty fun. You can change your moveset during a match, which is something you definitely can't do in 2K. The feature I was looking forward to the most is the Road to Elite mode, which the developers themselves described as championship mode from No Mercy. Now, I really don't agree with that. Chris Danker described it as Road to WrestleMania, which is definitely more an apt comparison than that. However, I don't really even think that does it justice because it's too bare bones to even call it Road to WrestleMania. I would say if it had to be likened to anything, it's like the campaign mode from WWF SmackDown Just Bring It. For those of you who don't even know what I'm talking about, in WWF SmackDown Just Bring It, which is a WWE game that came out in 2001, the mode starts off with a backstage interaction. You have an interaction with somebody in the back, and then based off that interaction, you have a series of matches, 3 or 4 matches to be exact, and then you have a match with somebody at a pay-per-view, and that's the entire mode. It's like a little bit more fleshed out, a little bit more expansive version of that because obviously you get like a series of stories. But yeah, pretty much have a couple matches, fight at a pay-per-view, and then move on to the next thing. And, it's very linear. The mode gives you an illusion of having choices, but regardless of what choices you make, it all pretty much pans out the same. For example, there's one storyline where you're asked to join the Inner Circle, and you have the option to either say yes or no. And if you say no, the members of the Inner Circle, Jericho and MJF, make you join anyway. And then at the end of the storyline, MJF turns on you and turns on Jericho and offers to let you join the Pinnacle, but you don't even get to do that. Like, you just end up facing the both of them in a triple threat match at the pay-per-view. So, yeah, it, gives you the illusion of not having linear gameplay, but it is very much linear, which is something I really don't understand. And also, in the mode, you have the option to upgrade their attributes and give them special abilities, which you can buy by winning matches and earning the in-game currency. However, I will say this, my first playthrough, I didn't even know this feature existed, and I just developed a certain type of strategy. For example, my strategy with every match was start out with strikes, then do grapples, keep your distance from your opponent as much as you can, get in as many shots as you can, then spam the signature, then do the finisher twice, and that should, win you the match. To be real, my second playthrough of Road to Elite, when I actually was aware of those features and started using them, my win-loss record was better the first time than it was the second time, because I was trying to use all the special features I was earning instead of actually just employing my own strategy. And mind you, I played on, like, the hardest difficulty you could play for, like, both of my playthroughs. So it was just, like, so it's like, as long as you stick to a certain type of strategy, it's a 99% chance you're going to win every single match in your Road to Elite mode or career mode or whatever you want to call it. And, that was one of the things they kind of piped up, is that it's going to be a lot harder than WWE games, and WWE games difficulty has kind of been an issue. And I was expecting this one to kind of challenge me, but it's pretty much just as easy as the WWE 2K series, as long as you stick to a certain type of strategy. Overall, I would say this game was fun, but just not as fun as the 3-year wait and all of the hype would make me believe. This is, the first official video game done by AEW, so of course I'm not expecting it to be the best in the world. I'm sure they'll release better games as time goes on, and this game in itself is going to have a long lifespan, so maybe it'll be improved slowly as time progresses. But, I wouldn't really compare it to, like, some of the GOATs, like Here Comes the Pain or No Mercy. I would actually liken it to the TNA Impact game from 2008, which a lot of people think is a trash game, but I actually think that game is pretty fun. That game, though, I will say in some ways is actually better than AEW Fight Forever, because if you play on the hardest difficulty in that game, it is very much a challenge. And in the career mode, some of the matches you have to retry a couple. Like, there are some matches in there I had to play 10, 15, I think 20 times just to get through them. And like I said, in this one, it's very easy. As long as you stick to a certain plan, you're always going to win no matter what. But, what did you think of the game? Let me know in the comments. And what do you want me to talk about next in my next video? Thank you for listening, subscribing, yada, yada, yada. Have a good day. Bye.